What's up, guys? Happy Friday. It's just me tonight. It is Avery's wife's birthday, so he is out for the night. I'll be doing a DFF stream tonight, and I will also be doing a Dynasty stream after this as well. So we're going to do a couple of mock drafts tonight. Drop a like. Let me know if everything is going well with the audio and stuff tonight. Had a lot to keep track of today, but we are going to get a mock going here. There's been a lot of news even in the last couple of days, some fantasy relevant stuff in terms of like Terry McLaurin requesting a trade yesterday. I think Avery talked about that in yesterday's stream. I'd like to hear what you guys think about it today since I wasn't in last night's stream. But the link I will drop in the Discord. Yes, we're going to do a couple of mocks tonight and just talk football, see where some of these fallers go. Potentially Terry might be falling. We'll see here in a second, but I am going to copy that invite link and I will drop it in the Discord like right now. By now, I mean now. Okay, there we go. It's in the Discord, in the announcements chat. So you guys feel free to drop it in there or to join. I think I'm gonna draft at a spot that I hate. I'm gonna draft at the 8 spot, 7 spot actually. I'm gonna draft at 7. What's up, Gator fan? How you doing, man? Guys are putting in a lot of work. Yeah, I mean, 'tis the season, right? It's August. Now is the best time to be putting in a lot of work because it's almost football time. So we're pretty dang excited. Yeah, for fantasy football, it's one of my favorite times of the year. Yeah, ours too. What's up, Dylan? Welcome in. Stony, how you doing, man? Happy August. Ninja Stash. Yeah, kind of on time. I did technically start it at like 6:02, but we did go live at 6, so I forgot about the pop-up chat. I almost didn't put that on there. Hope all is good with everyone. The Scott era has been a ton of live content. Oh yeah, it has been. Heck yeah. Can't confirm as of today. Watching Jalen Knoll highlights cures the common cold. What's up, BLS Sports? Solo stream, yes sir. Dynasty stream later, yes sir. Nathan and Savannah are birthday buddies. Yeah, because apparently it's my birthday every day. So it is not my birthday actually. I appreciate the well wishes though, and I will let you know when it actually is my birthday at some point in time in the future. Drop Jarquez Hunter for Jalen Lane in a redraft league. I might be faded. There's been Jalen Lane hype. I don't blame you there. I do generally like to bet on the sleepers like the running back sleepers instead of the rookie wide receivers, but that's totally, I mean, you've seen wide receivers that are young that pan out and do really good this year. Dante Thornton being one of those guys. All right, guys, there's like one spot left. Hop in, first come, first serve, and then we'll get the show on the road. This is a mock tonight. We'll do a couple. We're gonna do more money leagues, I think next week, but tonight will be a mock. Puka pick 7 question mark? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see who I end up going there. I'm gonna try some stuff out, so we'll see what happens. And we are officially full, so we're gonna start the draft here, and let's move on over to that page. Here we go. Jamar Chase up top. Got a 30-second clock. So a lot of stuff going on right now, cooking up over at Domain and on the site as well. Obviously, you guys, I'm sure have heard of the season pass that we're now offering on the site. Link is pinned in the comments if you want to join with the season pass using code DOMAIN. We just dropped the algorithm today. So the algorithm is our draft guide, our draft cheat sheet, which literally is going to help you with like any format that you're playing in, 12 team, 10 team, Yahoo, ESPN, Sleeper, you name it, we've got it for you. So the algorithm includes a ton of super cool new features that we've been developing for months and months. Our research team has been developing as I'm on the clock here at the 107. So nothing unexpected here in the top 6. So I am actually... Okay, never mind. I'm not getting cute. I'm taking Puka. You guys read my mind. I tried to be cute and I decided not to. So, but yeah, the algorithm is awesome. Actually, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek here. Check this out. We just launched this today over at the site, flockfantasy.com/domain. If you want to get access to this, we got average ADP, draft spot strategy, example drafts, best value picks, literally like a ton of in-depth strategy with like all of your ADP that you're going to be looking at. That's going to be updated weekly on each platform, regardless of what platform you're playing on. That's over at the site. And if you want to do that, you can, if you want full access to that, you can get the season pass, literally $34 for full access to the site. All the draft guys get full access to the algorithm, every update that we're making on a weekly basis for you guys here. The 10-team version is going to be dropped this weekend. And when you sign up for that season pass, again, $34 for the entire season. It ends at the end of 2025. That's how long your access lasts. You're going to get 2 free start sit questions, 2 free trade questions, with unlimited tool access on the site as well. If you have any questions, let me know. Happy to help you out there with the season pass, but it is the link to sign up there is in the pinned in the comments here on the chat. So I've got 15 seconds left. I had to take Puka up top. And as expected, all the running backs that I really like have already gone. All the wide receivers that I really like have already gone. So I am pretty much locked into taking running back. I will take Jacobs. So looking at the turn here, you essentially had CMC, Amon-Ra, Neighbors. CMC going higher than normal, Amon-Ra, Neighbors, and then Henry BTJ. Achane pretty much solidifying himself in the early second, which is really nice to see. I thought he was going at a really cheap, affordable price in the early off season when we were starting to do some mocks where Achane was going like mid-second. And now he's going pretty much consensus early second, which is good. Nico, Genty really settling into the second as well, which I think is a great value. And then, I don't know, you guys tell me what you think about A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, interestingly enough, was second among wide receivers last season in target share, and he only had 16.7 points per game. His target volume, or his target share opportunity can't go up from what it is now because it was the best in the league, second best in the league. So, like, you're essentially counting on Jalen Hurts providing more volume. I don't know, just a thought that I had recently. I wonder if you might have... I wonder if there's a potential cap ceiling with A.J. Brown in the second round this year. NMB said, how many drafts are you doing? Looking to do 2, maybe 3. First mock of the year for Ninja. Heck yeah, man. DTLH says, I'm an ESPN 12-team PPR. Traded my 3-3 to the 3-12 for a 7 and 9th round pick. I also gave up my round 14 pick. Is that a dub? I did trade out of a tier, though. I think that is... I think that's fair. Getting a 7th and 9th, I think that's pretty fair. I won the season pass giveaway yesterday. I messaged Avery, but knowing he's busy today. Nathan, can you help me with that? Yeah, Daryl, better yet, I'll actually have you send a DM on Discord to Tommy Peanuts. So Tommy Peanuts can help you get that season pass. This is Daryl, or yeah, Darrell. Okay. I'm assuming it's Darrell. Tell me if I'm wrong. Just got the annual pass, Tallyho did. Appreciate you, man. Algorithm is sweet, Levi says. Yeah, dude, I will literally brag about it all day. It is super sweet. Huge shout out to our graphic designer. Huge shout out to everyone who's been working on it on the team, on the research team. The 4 factors is like one of the feature elements of the algorithm, and that's essentially measuring the depth of your roster, the upside and reliability of individual players and your whole roster as well. Upside, reliability, and risk. So we have literally worked night and day to essentially nail down and quantify each one of those to give you some of the best possible picks every single round for your team. So I highly recommend checking it out. The algorithm is it's called that for a reason, and it's because of how much it's powered by our four factors algorithm, which we've been building for quite a while. So, okay, I'm up next here. Kyron Williams falls so far. Allen and Lamar go early third. Not used to seeing that. And I've got some guys here that I like at price. I will take Omari and Hampton. Bowers goes at the 2.9. That's pretty normal for him. 2.7, 2.8, 2.9. That's where he generally goes, at least in our drafts. Dylan says regression should come to passing offense. So you're saying like in favor of the passing offense, they won't be as dominant as last season in the run game. So then you're betting on probably Saquon Barkley not producing at the same level that he did last year, which I don't think is a terrible take. Yeah, but like, did the Eagles add anything? It'll probably just be the same. Yeah, so like 16, 17 points per game. Which again, like that's a good pick in the second round. But I don't know if AJ Brown's going to be like a league winner at price. He's just a safe pick. Thanks, KT Aggie. It's not my birthday. It is Daryl. Okay, dude. I've never seen Daryl spelled like that. So yes, Daryl, if you're having a hard time getting in touch with Tommy Peanuts, which I don't think you should, he's always on, and he literally like he helps us with that stuff. So if you're having a hard time reaching out to him, though, you can feel free to just let me know in the chat here, or again send me a DM, Nathan.Schmidt, and I'll help you out there. Is Omarion being overdrafted? I don't think so. In a Greg Roman offense, the running back 1 + 1 = 2. I mean, he would essentially have to suck with the volume that he's going to get. He would either A, have to not get volume, which I don't see as a realistic outcome in a Greg Roman offense, or B, just not be good. Or C, get hurt. But, that's not something that you can really bet on. Happy birthday. Yeah, thanks. It's not my birthday. Low-key, I like watching Nathan do drafts. Seems more methodical instead of trying to 5 at each pick. Appreciate you, man. I do like doing mock drafts. It's nice to flex the muscles, the muscles, and just practice at every pick, because I think it's really valuable for the hang on, Chuba, taking Chuba. I think it's really helpful for the flock league as well, getting practice at every single spot, because I honestly don't know where I'm gonna end up picking. You note several times to take Barkley over Bijan and Gibbs. Is there a reason for that when you and Avery both have Bijan and Gibbs above Barkley? Ben, I'm not sure that when did I note to take Barkley over Bijan and Gibbs? I honestly, like, I'm not saying you're wrong. Unless I'm like totally contradicting myself, I prefer Bijan and Gibbs over Saquon this year. And that should, like you're saying, should be followed up in my rankings. That should be reflected in my rankings. Gator fan said he was torn between Tyreek and Mike Evans, Kyron, and Cook with my 3rd round pick. What do you think? No, Kyron 100% is the smash value there. Love how we have these serious business activities happening and we have to send them to a guy whose Discord name is Tommy Peanuts like it's a cartoon. Yeah, I know. I honestly think it's kind of hilarious. Just message him, sweet. He should be in touch with you, man. Like LR kids start, not gonna lie. Oh, James Conner in the 4th round. Okay. Yeah, his neighbors, Genty, McBride, and Cook. Yeah, for taking a tight end like McBride, getting him at the end of the 3rd, I think is a really good price. And then you're looking at Genty and Cook there as your top 2 running backs. Cook, I don't love Cook as much, but I personally would have taken Chuba, but you were looking at pretty much the same tier there. So I think it's a good start for taking a tight end. You're taking Jacobs and Bucky over AJ Brown. I possibly, potentially, kind of, sort of might be leaning that way. But also kind of, potentially, kind of, sort of, maybe not. They're in the same tier. That's what I'm wrestling with right now. I'm having a tough time with that bunch of players after the tier drop. Ben says algorithms, sorry. Oh, it probably depends on what format we're in, Ben. It probably depends on the format. So you can also just let us know, like, where. Let me know where you saw that in the algorithm, and we can honestly even adjust that too if we need to. But it's probably strategy or ADP related, depending on like what pick you're drafting at. But no, you're right. Avery and I do, we do in general, we do view them in the same tier. Like Saquon, Bijan, and Gibbs are all in the same tier. Right now, we're leaning Gibbs and Bijan. But if Saquon is a faller, if Saquon's making it to you at like the 1.5, 1.6, like you need to take him. Okay, so in the 5th round here, got some decent picks. I'll take Olave. I don't mind Olave here in the 5th. All right, thanks, Ben. I'll look into that. What's up, Jeb? Yes, I am flying solo today. Flying solo for the DFF stream and the Dynasty stream afterwards. So feel free to tune in to Dynasty after this. Any thoughts on my Dynasty question up top? Nathan, thanks for any insights. Hey, Curtis. I'm doing a Dynasty stream right after this. I'm flying through comments in the draft at the same time, so I will get to yours when I can. KT Aggie says, I'm going to try not to win the giveaway today. No promises. Yeah. Yeah, I highly encourage you to try. I'm proud of you for trying, KT Aggie. That is if there's a giveaway. Chris said there's a giveaway. Should have taken Smith, Tet over Olave. Yeah, I mean, same. I view them all in the same tier. Olave is a wide receiver 1 in his offense. Tet also. I should have taken Tet potentially, possibly. Yeah, I probably should have taken Tet. You're right. Levi said in the top 36 fantasy picks video, 2 Saquon, 4 Gibbs, and 6 Bijan. Okay, the top 36 fantasy picks we did well over a month ago. I think we did that actually like a month ago. So we have over the past few weeks while we've been doing, because again, like that was right smack in the middle of the summer. We had recorded that actually I think in mid-June before Avery left for vacation, and then we dropped it. And then once we started working on in-depth DFF strategy, we started leaning Saquon, or we started leaning Gibbs and Bijan over Saquon. So that is, yeah, the top 36 fantasy picks is just, it's a little bit of an outdated video. Because like we took Rashid there as well before the suspension stuff came out, which we don't even know about yet. But Rashid obviously is really settled into the 4th. How surprised would you be if Neighbors finished number 1 overall? I would not be surprised at all. Yeah, I'll take some Odunze at the 6.6. Yes, please. Feeling pretty good about my wide receiver room after going 3 straight running backs. Kalani said freaking sniped on Tet. Rip. Yeah, I should have sniped more people on Tet. But Checo going in the 5th is pretty crazy to me. Is Judkins a steal at his ADP right now? Yes. When's the domain meetup in Indy going to be? We would be up to drive an hour down 31 for that instead of going to Texas. We have not planned a domain meetup. We're pretty busy in August. I don't know if we'll be able to swing it in August since we are going to Austin and going to be doing the meetup there in Texas. But at some point, whether it's during the season or in the off season, we will be happy to schedule a domain meetup in Indy if enough people are down. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. Welcome to August. Heck yeah. So Addison, Judy, Waddle, Odunze all going in the same bunch here. Aaron Jones a little early in the early 6th. Not saying it's a bad pick. It's just he usually goes 6-7 turn. Caleb Johnson I love in the 6th. Swift at the 6'9", I don't love as much, but I could be wrong. I've been wronger before. Or at the turn here, and Travis Hunter goes at the 6'11", guys. If you haven't heard, we just dropped the algorithm on the site. It's got our fantasy rankings, average platform ADP, draft spot strategy for literally every single pick in multiple different platforms, whether you're playing on Sleeper, whether you're playing on Yahoo, whether you're playing on ESPN, or a 12 team, a 10 team, you name it, every single one of those picks and every single one of those platforms. We have in-depth draft strategy advice for you guys. And that includes a ton of 4-factor analysis on individual players, example teams, example drafts. We provide example drafts for every single spot. So it's not just like, hey, here's ADP that you should look at, and this is what you should draft based on ADP. This is like, no, we went through and we did like ideal drafts for every single spot. And we've got all of that in the algorithm here, and you can get access to the algorithm with the season pass, which I have linked up here, pinned in the comments. You can follow that link and get full access to all of our tools on the site. I also just dropped it in there as well. And unlimited tool access, so that's like the trade calculator, the comparison tool. There are so many different tools that we have. Range of Outcomes tool, which was just launched on there as well. It's a brand new tool on the site. We're going to do updated weekly and rest of season rankings as well. 2 free start sit questions and 2 free trade questions. So getting your money's worth for $34 for complete access to the site and the algorithm, our draft guide, for the rest of the season, all the way through the end of 2025. There goes Tony Pollard at the 7.5, Diggs at the 7.4, and Judkins goes in the 7th as well, early 7th. Every time I see Judkins go, I just love it at price. I love it. I mean, look at this. This is Chase, JSN, and Terry. So that's your 2 wide receivers, your flex. Here's your 2 running backs and Harvey and Judkins, and then your QB and tight end, Hawkinson and Allen. This is just like you're going to be flexing Judkins. May as well, right? I've got 6 seconds left. Of course I do. No! I'll take Mahomes in the 7th. I really like Mahomes in the 7th. What are your thoughts on Kenneth Walker this season? I don't want to spoil stuff because we're doing a video about Kenneth Walker next week. I will mini spoil and say that we're not as high on Kenneth Walker as some people are. Dylan said, I don't think it's crazy, and an elite offense injury similar to Pollard should get a workload, trump him over the running backs in that tier. You talking about Pacheco? I think you're talking about Pacheco. Yeah, I just like to look at history with the Chiefs running back room, and they just don't care. Like they'll give the ball to whoever, whoever has the most juice any given game. Andy Reid's like, what? Draft a running back in the 2nd round? Why would I do that when I can get Rashard Smith in the 7th and give him the ball instead? Went earlier on Aaron Jones, just have a reliable floor running back. I know what I'll get. Yeah, I do think you know what you get. I think his ceiling's a little bit lower than what it has been in years past, but with that receiving capability and upside, I think it's a relatively safe pick. You obviously have the risk of Jordan Mason, but I don't think Jones has really shown much regression yet. I know y'all don't cover keeper leagues, but in my home league, I can choose between these 3 players. Neighbors at 5.3, JSN at 8.8, and Chase Brown at 10.8. Neighbors. Please and thank you. Nathan gets a buzz cut 69. I just got my hair cut, dude. I didn't buzz it, but I did cut my hair. No more mullet growing in the back. I'm up again. Let's see what I want here. See what I like. I'm scared to take scared to take Jennings now because he's got his calf injury. Honestly, you know what it does is it makes Pearsall a way more palatable pick because he is active in a go for training camp right now. Jennings doesn't even have a timetable for when his return is. That's been significant news. I mean, it's Pearsall and it's no one else there. Nathan, bring out the turkey hat. Dude, I talked about this last stream. I lost the turkey hat in the move. I may have to get another one if I suck again this year in the Flock League. So stay tuned. Or don't, because, you know, I'm going to be amazing. How do you suggest balancing safety with upside? I heard another platform say take a risk. Every 4 rounds is okay. Yeah, I think the balance is 1 in every 3 players can be risky, probably. Again, I'm kind of pulling that number out of I'm pulling that ratio out of my butts. Out of my butts, plural, out of my butt. But I don't think you want majority risky players. I don't think you want a 50-50 risk and safety. Like, I think you want to draft a significant amount of safety if one of your top 2 picks is going to be high risk. So like Nico Collins being drafted in the early 2nd or 1st, and then taking Rasheed and then taking Tet. Like I don't love that combination because that could be the worst team in the league. It could be the best, but it could also be the worst. I'd rather take some safer picks in that range, if that makes sense. It also just depends on, like, price matters too, you know. It is about price. Jeb said, you won't suck in the Flock League if you don't trade Jetta and Bowers to Avery. Yeah, I know. But I don't know. I'm pretty confident in drafting well. The creators have such a wide spectrum of opinions and strategies and stuff that I could see my draft strategy really complementing everyone else's draft strategy across the creator space, in that, like, it would benefit me and me liking my strategy, and it'll benefit them in them wanting their own strategy, which means that we basically see a lot of things differently at certain price ranges. Which is not, it's not a bad thing, right? I mean, you had Danny last year who had a ton of takes that we didn't agree with that he ended up being right about, and if it weren't for injury, he would have been a top team. And you had a ton of takes that they didn't agree with us that ended up putting us in a really good position to be competitive, and end up ultimately winning Avery the Flock League, right? So it all kind of ends up coming out in the wash for the most part, but I do think this year I'm pretty optimistic that I'm gonna have a solid draft. And that's all I'm gonna say about that for now. I don't want to give away, like, my strategy and, like, where I want to pick and who I want to pick by and, like, all this stuff, you know. But I will say I've been taking notes. That Fantasy Football for Dummies book, you best believe I have it memorized. All right, I'm up here again. I've got 4 wide receivers, a QB, 3 running backs. Who else do I like in this range? Tyler Warren in the 9th, baby. Yes! That's the price point that I'm obsessed with. You cannot lose with a Tyler Warren 9th round pick. What are you going to lose? A 9th round pick if he doesn't work out? Okay. Jeb said, what is your favorite draft strategy for redraft this year? FSE says dual hero running back. Zach says anchor wide receiver, dual running back strat. So what's your favorite? And then he says, never mind. Jeb? You know what's up. I'm kidding. We've talked about, we actually just released a video earlier this week. Like by earlier this week, I mean a couple days ago, where we talked about hero running back really being not hero running back, or at least taking one running back in the first couple rounds being like an absolute must. Like, you have to do it. We will not leave the first 2 rounds of a draft without a running back. And that is our strategy this year in a nutshell. So I would highly encourage you to check out that video if you want to see like kind of the ranges where we like to select running backs specifically. And then the rest of our strategy at the other positions kind of flows out from that. 10th round, these picks matter. They do. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm actually serious. And I will take a running back shot here. I'll go ahead and take the blue boy, Jaden Brewster. You guys down for another mock? Let's do another mock after this. I'm gonna set up another one. Pick your favorite team. Drop your favorite team in the comments here. I'm gonna break down these teams as we're finishing up the 10th round. Oh gosh, I'm a pretty big fan of the J-Jeff team. Really cleans up wide receiver while getting 2 solid running backs in Bucky and Kyron Williams. See, this is it right here. If you're going to take a receiver in the first, in our eyes, according to our strategy, you're essentially giving away that you're going to be going running back in the second if you're following our strategy, right? If you take running back in the first, gives you a little more flexibility to be like, hey, I could go running back the second as well if there's a value there, and then go wide receiver in the third, potentially. I do think the safer picks lie with the wide receivers in the first round. But there are some good wide receiver picks in the second as well. Drake London at the 2-5, we see that a lot. I like that. I like that pick. So I'm gonna give Daryl the nod here. J-Jeff, Sutton, Worthy, Addison, and Godwin, and then he gets Bucky, Kyron, and then he picks up Njoku and Zach Wilson. So I mean that's why you're gonna win the league there. Yeah, I mean Torsten, come on, the 10th round he's trolling. If this was a real draft, he would have taken like an actual QB there. So I'm just assuming that's a real QB. Gator fan says I like my depth. Yeah, man. Nathan keeps getting away with it. Keep getting away with what? What am I getting away with? I do like my team. You know, you're definitely not partial. I'm impartial when it comes to team grades. And the number one team every single time when I grade it just happens to be mine. We've got 109 watching right now, guys, and only 28 likes. Drop a like if you haven't already. Appreciate you joining in and hanging out while we do some mocks today. But I'm going to keep hanging out here for a bit while you guys are sticking around. And we're going to do a couple more mock practices as we look ahead to next week as well and do some real money drafts. We're going to be doing a ton of real money drafts this whole month of August, guys. So if you did not hear earlier, the algorithm, which I'll talk about in a second, but those live leagues that I mentioned, if you want to get a guaranteed spot into one of the live real money leagues, sign up with the season pass using code domain. You got to use code domain for the season pass. You get full access to our draft guide. That's the algorithm that we just dropped today on the site. You will get an automatic guaranteed spot in one of our live leagues in the month of August, as well as access to this sexy looking thing right here. Look at that. I mean, come on. Every single format, every single range of teams that you've got: 12 team, 10 team, sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo, example drafts, 4-factor analysis, you name it, flockfantasy.com/domain. Season pass, $34 for total access to the site for the entire year, the rest of this year. 2 free start sit questions, 2 free trade questions that you'll get with us. You can thank us later in season. Those are very, very valuable. You're going to want those, and you're going to need those when push comes to shove in the middle of the year, while you're going through bye weeks, going through injuries, and trying to win your critical weeks. So I'm telling you guys, it is so worth it It is so worth it, and it's hands down the best deal that we're offering on the site right now. I mean, the value that we're offering out of that with our draft guide, with the algorithm, with everybody else's draft guide, with the community access on Discord, with the start sit questions, the trade questions, all of it. Like, yeah, I'm telling you guys, it's totally worth it. So if you are interested there, feel free to follow this link that I'm dropping in the chat. It's also pinned in the comments. Just follow that bit.ly if you want to go see the algorithm, if you want to get a season pass. It's right there for you guys. So I'm going to set up another draft here. Create a copy. That's the easiest way to do it. Add. And this is number 2. Okay, invite link. This one is going to go in the chat for you guys. No Trey Lance truthers. Did any of you guys watch the beginning of the Hall of Fame game yesterday? Did any of you guys watch Omarion Hampton get his 3 touches? I thought he looked pretty good. Again, you literally, like, any conclusions after the Hall of Fame game other than the Hall of Fame game sucks and is boring and doesn't tell you anything. There's no conclusions outside of that. We are already ready to go in this draft. You guys filled this up in like 2 seconds. So proud of you. Here we go. Let's do this. All things considered, I did think that Hampton looked pretty decent. And no, I am not a Trey Lance truther. John. Lil Nathan wrote the algorithm, so you know it will be fire. Yeah, I said Lil Tez Johnson in the video today, and ironically, I brain farted, and Tez Johnson is not even on Denver. And like, I knew that. I knew he was on Tampa Bay, but I think I was thinking Troy Franklin or something. And I said Lil Tez Johnson, and Avery was like, why the heck did you just say that? I was like, I mean, he weighs as much as me, and I'm as tall as he is. So that's, you know, Lil Tez is basically Lil Nate. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and snag CMC here. Go with a high-risk first-round pick. Lil Tez, that's right. Nathan, my degenerate self-bet on the game. That is, you know what? Respect. Did you watch the whole game? Because I'd have even more respect if you bet on the game and then you actually were able to like stomach watching the entire game. That's tough to do. Or Lil Jordan Humphrey, right? Yeah, that's a real name. I'm up again. Crap. BTJ. Would you rather take Sutton or Calvin Ridley? Sutton. Sutton's in a better offense. And that really is the difference there. They were, and Sutton was more productive last year. So I think the safer pick and the better pick is Sutton there. Tesla was seriously giving me Puka vibes last night. Still way too early, but the movement looks very similar. Interesting. Yeah, the difference between Puka and Tesla, though, is like there was immediate volume opportunity for Puka because Cooper Kupp started the season injured. And for Tesla, he's got to work his way up the depth chart there. But that is interesting. MB said butt fumble was great. Yeah, that was hilarious. Actually, I think it's really funny. I think that guy who fumbled it I think he used to be a Colts special teamer. So I think I know that guy. That was pretty great, though. It was a great start to the Hall of Fame game. Honestly, it was a great representation of what the Hall of Fame game is every year. We went out to St. Elmo's downtown Indianapolis with Corey, one of our guys. And he was in town, and we met him up there, or met up with him there. And we went there pretty late, probably like 9:15 local time. and we left at like 11, and the game was still like in the fourth quarter, still going on. And I was like, holy crap. Those games are so much longer when they're like meaningless. I've been watching so much basketball recently, or did watch so much basketball with the Pacers going on their finals run, that I kind of got used to the shorter games. Because, you know, I mean, the NBA games only go for a couple hours. And I mean, you're going a solid comfortable 3.5 hours for a football game. So when it's preseason, it's just absolutely brutal. All right, who do I have next here? Who am I going with next? You know what? We're going to take, we'll shake it up. We'll take Garrett here. We'll take Garrett Wilson. I'm doing that because I'm trying something. Sutton, Judy, and Darnell Mooney seem like a few sleepers to me. Yeah, I don't think Cortland Sutton's price merits like a sleeper necessarily, but I get what you're saying. I think he's a good price. Jerry Judy, not as much of a sleeper, being a top 12 wide receiver last year, but he's going at an okay price. Mooney, I think, is probably the biggest sleeper there, where he's fallen outside the top 10 rounds a good amount of times. Good evening from Munich. What's up, Klaus? What's up, man? Welcome in. Dude, Munich's a long ways away. My wife and I are looking at going to Germany or Germany and Austria next summer or fall, potentially. Germany, Austria hybrid trip. Gonna hit up all the things and all the spots. And of course, everyone that I was eyeing got taken off my board. Absolutely sniped and annihilated. This sucks. Screw that, dude. Okay, fine. I'll take Daniels. Trying it out. Filet-O-Fish said, my family was in Hawaii at the same time as the Legion of Boom Seahawks and met them on the beach. Can confirm, for what it's worth, Richard Sherman has an irrational fear of sea turtles. Dude, that's hilarious. Mervo said, hey, Nathan, are there any worries as how Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to perform this season according to you? Not at price. If he were going in the second round, I would. But with him consistently going mid to late third, I think it's worth any concerns that I might have for him. And honestly, my concerns are he would be another 120 target guy, but be more efficient with his opportunities, be more of like a true X wide receiver, less volume, more yards per reception. He'd have to get more touchdowns and stuff like that, like a better version of DK. But in my opinion, that's his floor. I think he could command 140 targets pretty easily, honestly. Do you think Adams is really going to have much of an impact on Puka? I'm seeing him go after Neighbors and Amon-Ra. Thoughts? No, and here's why. Puka is probably one of the most quarterback-proof and competition-proof wide receivers that there is. The only thing getting in Puka's way is health. Like, he has to stay healthy, or we'll go the second straight year without his price really, or without him going in the first round really paying off. Here's the reason why. Show player card. You guys can see the player card. Yep. 3 touchdowns last season. Played 11 games, 3 touchdowns. You look at that touchdown rate. You look at those targets. Look at those receptions on a per game basis. This guy on PPR formats, 15, 16, 15, 18, 18, and 19 points when he did not score a touchdown. No, those are projected. My bad. Projected. It gets even better. It gets better than that. Sorry, my bad. 18 points. 2 points. He got suspended. He got kicked out in that one, so that one doesn't count. 18 points, 20 points, 17, 13, and 22 points when he did not score a touchdown. And it's because of this right here, baby. It's this target volume. Look at that target volume. You can't get any better than that. And here's why Adams is such a complimentary piece. While I check to see if I'm on the clock. Ooh, man. Wow. That's like I had an extra spidey sense. Okay, this is where I take running back. I'll take Caleb. So this is why Adams is such a complimentary asset to Puka Nacua, is historically speaking, and by historically I mean literally every single year. Look at this. This is where Davante Adams makes his money, is in the red zone. 12, 10, 13, 5, 18, 11, 14, 8, and 8 touchdowns with really target volume all over the place. I mean, you've had seasons where he's had, you know, like 120 target. Now he missed time there, actually. He's a pretty high target volume guy as well. But again, I'm probably betting more on the 120 to 140 range in terms of targets this season in a Sean McVay offense, where he's going to get a lot of the red zone targets. And Puka's just going to absolutely hog all of the volume. Like, not away from Adams, but I mean, Cooper Kupp wasn't unproductive last year either in the same offense, and he lost a step. So I definitely think that passing game will be elevated as a whole with Matt Stafford or with Davante Adams, and it should be really nice. But honestly, if I were you, if I were you, Cassius, I'd be more concerned about Davante Adams, because he is going to be more technically touchdown dependent than Puka Nacua will be. But the thing is, we've seen it literally every single year for Davante Adams that he's just going to score touchdowns. What do I have? 2 running backs. Shake it up and take Zay. Opie said, "Are you doing another draft after this?" Yes, I can do another fast draft after this. Probably 10-second clock. Yep, Brad, we'll be doing, I'll drop another one in the chat here after this. It'll be 10-second clock, so you got to be boom, boom, boom. Cassie said, yeah, okay, that's pretty true. I'm going to go Puka over Amon-Ra, thanks. Yeah, I think Amon-Ra probably is safer just because he stays healthy. Just because he's reliable, but Puka's got the higher ceiling. Are you willing to reach a full round, especially if you are on the edges? Like, for any player in general? Yes, I'm much more inclined to reach, quote unquote, reach a full round when ADP is garbage. And what we found, you'll see this in the algorithm as well on the site, our draft guide, but we kind of break down the ADP for every single platform and what its shortcomings are. Happy Friday, Pinch. Welcome in, man. Drop a like, guys, if you haven't already. We got 114 watching. Appreciate you joining. Those of you who are subscribed or not subscribed, again, free and easy way to support us. Just go ahead and subscribe. Drop a like on this channel. Drop a like on this video. And it goes a long way. Daryl says, does McLaurin's trade request affect his stock? Personally, I think not, because it is more likely than not that he stays with Washington. He's done this whole thing before. If you remember his last contract, he requested a trade, and they ended up extending him. So this year, I think it is more likely than not that they do extend him. But if they don't, then he'll get traded, and, you know, that'll be situationally dependent, I guess. But I honestly think that he can kind of transcend situation to a point where he's kind of going to do Terry things, which is very consistent, 120 targets a year, roughly. Golly, this is ugly. This is ugly. Oh, yikes, Amanda, this is terrible. Ugh. No, what the heck? I didn't want to auto Kelsey. Whatever, that's... I didn't auto, I literally clicked on the guy that I wanted. Did you hear Micah Parsons requested a trade? Yes, I did. It's been the big news of the day. Jerry got that deal done with Jake Ferguson, though. It's going to take him to the Super Bowl. I honestly, like, I'm not a billionaire, so I'm not going to pretend that I can, you know, market a team better than Jerry Jones has over the past few decades with the Dallas Cowboys and made them America's team. But in terms of like running a team, being the GM, orchestrating contracts, there is no one I would. There was no one in the league that I would rather have less to be in charge of that than Jerry Jones. The Dallas Cowboys will not get even close to a Super Bowl as long as Jerry Jones is still running that team. He can own it. He should not be running it. He should not be running that roster. It's bad. Like, all you can do at this point is laugh. Like, if I was a Cowboys fan, I would be off my rocker all the time. Like, I would be so mad and so fed up with all of his antics all the time. Because I'm already annoyed by it, and I'm not even close to a Cowboys fan. Yeah, I think he might sign, but definitely more of a 50-50 now. Like, even if he does sign, it's just, why was any of this necessary? Why was this drama necessary? It doesn't have to be that way. Call him Micah Parsons. Don't freaking diss him and say Michael Parson. And do it behind closed doors. Like, be respectful of each other. Like, he instigates it. He does instigate it. Like, I understand players want their money and they're going to, you know, throw fits about it, but even like the Cincinnati drama with Hendrickson, like, that's, for the love, that's more palatable to read about and to deal with and to watch than Jerry Jones every single year with some player that just needs to get paid. Like, it's ridiculous. And, you know, I don't think I'll ever get over, especially if they let Parsons walk or trade him or whatever, I don't think I'll ever get over the fact that he just signed Jake Ferguson for like $80 million. That's cap space that could have been allocated to one of the best all-around defensive players in the NFL. And it's not like I'm some crazy like guy that's super bullish on Micah Parsons. Like, I think he's a really good player. He's a really good all-around player. I think his versatility is very impressive. And I don't think that he's a flawless player. Honestly, I think a lot of the hype that he gets, not a lot, but some of the reason he has such a presence in the NFL is just because he's on the Cowboys. But all that to say, he is worth top dollar defensive money. Top dollar. Jake Ferguson hate on YouTube. Yeah, no, I mean, the CD drama was pretty rough to watch as well. It's just unnecessary. Like, yeah, they finally paid CD. Why did it have to be like watching a freaking drama queen show? Like, good gosh. But then it's going to be Stephen Jones. Help us. I'm not laughing. I am laughing. Oh man, that is brutal. Okay, got a couple picks left here. I'll take Cooper Kupp in the 9th. That's fine with me. I only took 2 running backs in this draft. This is by far my least favorite draft. And it is because I did not select Alvin Kamara at the 310. That is why I did not select Alvin Kamara at the 310, is I wanted to see how rough my team would be at the end of the day, and it is pretty rough. All right, guys, we got a little time to do one more draft. After this is going to be a quicker draft. We'll do a 10-second clock. Take Dobbins in the 10th. JT or Josh Jacobs? Same tier. I think I lean Jacobs. Was also the same with Dak. You are 100% correct. It's, again, I will reiterate, it is unnecessary. There are plenty of contract disputes. There are more contract disputes that happen behind closed doors than you would ever dream of. And some would say they're disputes. Other people would say that it's negotiation. Like a dispute is a negotiation gone ugly. And, you know, generally it does take 2 to tango for it to get really that ugly. But when you see it time after time after time with multiple different players on the same team, you start to wonder if it really is just one-sided. Like, Jerry is just kind of senile. Like, it's bad. Oh yeah, always happy to help, Alec. Appreciate you being a part of the community, man. All right, that's the end of another mock draft. We're going to do one more 10-second clock. But looking at the teams here, look at that 3 running back strategy here. Looks like he ended up on auto. Someone left the draft too, which is sad. I like the Chase draft. Chase, 3 running backs that I like: Sutton, Addison, Judy, and Reed. And then Njoku and Fields. I think that's all good values across the board. Good stuff. All right, we are going to create a copy of the draft here. Again, guys, if you are interested, we've got live leagues going on literally all the entire month of August. Real money live leagues, right? These mocks that we're doing right now are just practice. We did 2 real money live leagues this week. We did a blue league and the orange league. We're going to have other colors that are dropping next week as well. Avery and I will be doing those. Some of them will be together, some of them will be apart, but guaranteed at least one of Avery and I will always be in one of those leagues drafting with you guys, and playing the whole season with you guys, trying to kick your butt. If you want to get a guaranteed spot in one of those live leagues, again, there's high demand for those live leagues. So if you want a guaranteed spot in there, you can sign up for the season pass, and then you can reach out to us on Discord, and we will make sure that we get you in a spot in one of those live leagues. So if you're curious what else that season pass entails, here's a little extra info for you. We got 2 free start-sit questions, 2 free trade questions, unlimited tool access on the site. That's flockfantasy.com/domain. You have to use code DOMAIN to get 30% off, which brings it down to $34 for the season pass. Hands down the best deal that we're offering on the site right now for you guys. The season pass is valid all the way through the end of the season, right? All the way through the end of the year. December 31st, 2025 is your last day. You got full access from now until the end of the year for $34. And that does include full access to our algorithm draft guide that we did just release today, the 12-team version. The 10-team version will be coming out at the end of this week as well. You name the format, we've got what you need in there: ESPN, Sleeper, and Yahoo. 10-team formats, 12-team formats, example drafts for every single spot. I'm telling you guys, it is the best draft guide in the industry. I am not afraid to brag about it. It is like, we put our blood, sweat, and tears into this. Our whole team did. From our graphic designer, Becca, to a slew of researchers, Kyle, Tom, Eric, who is the pivotal in developing our 4 factors algorithm, which really powers our entire draft guide. Like, it is where it's at. And honestly, like, it's going to be valuable for you guys. I guarantee it, because it's valuable for me. It's valuable for Avery. Like, we're using the stuff that we're putting in there for our own draft strategy as we're heading into doing all these real money drafts with you guys, and the Flock League, which is coming up in a few weeks as well. And while we're at it, for you guys, if you are curious about the algorithm, if you are interested in getting the season pass, you don't have to pay right now. You can get a 7-day free trial on the site as well. If you just want to see what it looks like, you can follow that link, start an account, use code domain, 7-day free trial. And if you just want to go for it, you can forego that trial and get access to everything right away. So John says they 100% should trade Parsons. Yeah, for a 4th round pick. I'm kidding. That's just what Jerry tends to do. So, all right, let me change the settings here to 10-second clock. And then we will be a go. Link has been copied. It's going in the chat right now. Get in here, folks. Get in here. Fills up in literally 2.5 seconds. And we are full. Here we go. Starting, baby. Let's do this. First pick, Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, pretty much consensus 101 at this point. I think the pushback across the fantasy creators in the space in general in fantasy football with Saquon Barkley starting out kind of as your 101. Gosh, I can't even talk. Bijan. It really has it's just solidified. Jamar Chase is the consensus 101 across the board, across the space. Yeah, Skylar, I will be doing a Dynasty stream after this, so you can drop it in then. Yeah, John, I think you're right. Regardless, I don't think their team is good enough to win. There's a lot of things that they could do better. Could have done better over the last couple of years to kind of sustain this miniature success stretch that they had, and even that wasn't good enough for them to win any playoff games. So there's a lot of stuff they could do, but I will say, you generally don't let a guy like Micah Parsons walk. So, all right, who we going for here, guys? Bowers it is. And I'll be on the turn here. So AJ Brown falls all the way to the 2.8. That's a pretty good price for him. I think earlier second is more like, I'd rather take a running back. CMC at the 2.6 is phenomenal. I absolutely love that. And there goes Marv, meaning I will be taking a, oh golly, no, I autoed Allen. It's fine. I'm going rainbow draft. I was going to take Hampton. I'm in the mindset of a 30-second clock right now. Tiny Goose, I got to try to get into a Nathan League or an Avery League. Ladder AJ Brown. AJ Brown, in my opinion. Is Trey Lance the next Mahomes if he starts or Herbert gets hurt? No. Trey Lance is so bad. So bad to a point where he has been thrown all over the league, getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and he can't even hold a backup starting job. Or he can't even hold a backup starting. He can't even hold a backup job. I mean, he's been a third stringer more than he's been a second stringer since he lost the first stringer job. So, nope. Traded Mahomes for Bo and a better pick swap. Don't kill me. It's fine. Gosh, you really got to be on your toes here with these picks. Man, pretty crazy. There goes Kittle. Oh my gosh, my first wide receiver is Rashee. Yes! Look at that beautiful rainbow. Oh my gosh. Alex said, it's the same people in these mocks every time. I click on the link as fast as possible. How are y'all so fast? That is so funny. Iceberg says, if we use code domain for the season pass, do we still get everyone else's draft guides as well? Yes, you do. You'll get access to Mason's, FSE's, and Land's draft guide as well as ours if you use code domain. And in the 5th round, I will go ahead and take some Cortland Sutton. CMC going this late is wild. Yeah, it 100% is. I totally agree with you. See, David, you're ahead of it. You're on top of the game before I even am. You're the man, dude. When was the last time a Consensus 101 repeated? As in, like, repeated production? It's been a while because the Consensus 101 for the last 5 years has been a running back. Because the upside of the top wide receivers was never as high as those running backs, and now you've got multiple wide receivers where their upside ceiling is like the same as the running backs. So that's why it's a big fat tier of like the top 5 guys. It's Chase, Lamb, Gibbs, Bijan, Barkley, J. Jeff almost in a tier of his own. How do I join the Discord? Jaden, if you want to join the Discord, you can just sign up with an account. We have a public server. If you sign up with an account, just a free account, you can go to your account page on the site, and holy crap, that is so fast. Jeez, I barely got Addison. But yeah, free server there. You can just sync your Discord roles on your My Accounts page with a free account, and you'll get access to our some of our public channels. Good question. Crap, Odunze went. I was going to take Odunze. And all the running backs are gone. No! Oh my gosh! No! Holy crap, this 10 seconds is killing me. I am not good at multitasking, guys. So, okay, moral of the story. Hey, new strategy for you guys. New strategy point for you guys. Don't do rainbow draft this year. Don't go quarterback and tight end in the first 4 rounds of your draft, because even if you compensate for wide receiver in the next few rounds, you have 1 running back or maybe a second guy that might be okay, and your depth is shot. It is absolutely shot. If you are going to take a quarterback up top, then you can't take a tight end. And if you're going to take a tight end up top, you cannot take a quarterback up top. You cannot do both. Lesson learned. Possibly by accident, because I autoed a couple times because 10-second clock. I screwed myself over. Monty round 4 is questionable. Yeah, NMB, I actually got in our real money draft on Wednesday that I did, the Orange League, I got Monty at the 6-7 turn. That's a price I'm all about. 4th round, not so much. Higher on Puka than JJ right now. I'm just scared of McCarthy. I'd be more scared of JJ because of the hamstring stuff. I will never, ever, ever bet against him ever again because of a quarterback. Oh my gosh, this is so fast. I have so many receivers. This is insane. Honestly, every home league should be 10 seconds. Brian says, let me cook. Daryl says, it's so fast. I know, it's so fast. Tell me about it. I'm dying over here, and I'm the one that did this to myself. I'll take Sharps. Got 1 round left, man. We fly through these, though, with 10-second clocks, I'm telling you. Everybody's been keeping up pretty well, too. Better than me. Matthew Golden Shot in fantasy in the 9th or 10th round is not bad. That's a bench warmer. If he does anything, then it's a big dub. Yeah, Ark, I totally agree. If Nick Mullins can give JJ 40 points, then I don't know why we have reservations with McCarthy. J. Jeff is just certified quarterback proof. He's the most quarterback proof guy in the league. Dylan, I like the CMC pick in the second. I like the Henderson pick in the fifth. I think Burrow and Hawk were decent values in the sixth and seventh. And then I think overall you did pretty well. You locked down running back, locked down wide receiver, locked down wide receiver, or QB and tight end as well. Pretty well rounded across the board. Okay, running back it is. I'll take the Tank Bigsby's. NFL is officially dead. Red Zone is having commercials this year. It's over, boys. RIP. That is tragic, dude. That actually does suck. All right, guys. That is a wrap on the third mock draft that we've done tonight. Again, if you want to join the community over at on DFF with us, if you want to get access to our algorithm, the draft guide that we just launched on the site, you can go to flockfantasy.com/domain and get access to this beautiful little sucker right here. It is so many pages long, and it is so valuable for every single spot that you would be drafting, whether you're in a 12-team, 10-team, whether you're on ESPN, Yahoo Sleeper. You can get that with the season pass. Rest of season rankings from us, 2 free start sit questions, 2 free trade questions. It's not just our draft guide, it's everyone's draft guide on the site. $34, it's a 30% discount applied, making it $34 for the rest of the season. And you will get a guaranteed spot in one of our real money live leagues that we're doing through the month of August. I'm telling you guys, it is worth it. So that link is pinned in the comments if you are interested. And if you have any questions or end up joining, feel free to reach out to us on Discord. We're happy to help you out and give you advice as you head into the season and look to win your leagues. So appreciate you guys joining tonight. I will be over on the Dynasty domain channel. To those of you who just play fantasy, highly encourage playing Dynasty. It goes all year round and it's a total blast. But we're going to hang out with our Dynasty guys there, do some team reviews in a few minutes. I got to get the stream set up and all that stuff, and we will see you in a bit. So have a good weekend. We'll be doing maybe one more stream this weekend as well for DFF until we get going again for next week on Monday, and then more live drafts. So appreciate you guys joining tonight. Happy football, happy Hall of Fame game, happy start of halfway real football, even though it's not real football because it's the preseason and it's terrible and it's ugly to watch. But at least it's something, and it's not nothing. We have football back again. We have news. We have drama. We'll see where Micah Parsons ends up going. We'll see if he signs. We'll see where Terry ends up going. We'll see if he signs. But we're here for it. We're here for it all, and we're here to help you win your league. So hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll see you again soon.